We're going to call this January 27th meeting of the Board of Education to order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The second item on the agenda is the approval of minutes from the called meeting from January 6, 2025. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Well, members, I want to welcome Heather Hurt to our meeting tonight. Heather, come on. Heather's got an entourage with her tonight. I'm going to introduce, that's right, introduce everybody. I think it was 2019 when I came to a event at Vestavia Hills Elementary Central where Heather was had been teaching 5th grade. And she was surprised with this major award, Milton Award, which is the Oscars, as they say, education. Incredible award. He was there, Mr. Milton was there. The whole thing, she was completely surprised, but it had been months in the making, I think. So it was a very prestigious honor. So it's not a surprise to me we have another one of those for Heather tonight. So she is the embodiment of excellence in education. And she is passionate about what she does in mathematics and science, and really I love this so much, this award, because it represents an area that we just know is important and we've been building. She's been preaching for a long time, but Heather was not always a teacher. And so if you don't mind just sharing a little bit about your path to teaching, I think it's interesting to know how meaningful it is that she chose to take this route.
Well, I've always wanted to be a teacher. Always played school, kept all my workbooks, all the things. And then went to Alabama in the education department. But after my first semester, no education classes, just general ed classes, thought, you know what, I don't think I want to be a high school teacher. Talked to my parents, and it was like, why don't you change majors? So I graduated with a business degree, joined them selling real estate for almost 10 years. And my sister-in-law, I kept helping her in her classroom. I volunteered through the junior league at Cornerstone Schools, and my sister-in-law finally said, when are you going to do this? So when he was 3 and he was 6 months old, I went to Sanford. It's a year we don't talk about. It was really hard. Sanford was fantastic, but just going to school with little people was just really hard. And Ms. Humphreys let me come and guest teach in Lori Belsky's room, actually, and interviewed for the job that April. And I walked in, Ashley Perry walked me up, she was going to be my teaching partner, and she showed me where my room was going to be, and it was the room I was in as a 5th grade student, and I was going to teach 5th grade, so it just seemed the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Full circle.
The rest is history. Yeah, good. Well, I want to read for you a resolution the Alabama State Board of Education passed just recently in honor of Heather, so if you don't mind me doing this. Okay, whereas now that we have entered the 21st century, proficiency in mathematics and science is more important than ever. Whereas the Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching, established by Congress in 1983, are the nation's highest honor bestowed upon K-12 mathematics and science teachers. And whereas fewer than 200 teachers throughout the nation, including Washington, D.C., Puerto Rico, schools of the Department of Defense Education Activity, and the United States territories are selected each year as state finalists. And whereas through the State Selection Committee, 3 2024 state mathematics finalists were chosen from a number of applications in Alabama. And whereas Ms. Heather Hurt of Vestavia Hills Elementary School East, Vestavia Hills City School System has demonstrated excellence in the Alabama mathematics classroom for 11 years. And whereas Ms. Heather Hurt was chosen as a 2024 finalist in Alabama to receive the award for excellence in mathematics teaching. Now therefore be it resolved that the Alabama State Board of Education does hereby commend Ms. Heather Hurt upon the honor of being selected as one of Alabama's outstanding teachers of mathematics, done this 9th day of January 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you introduce your family?
Sure. These are my parents, Rick and Peggy Honeycutt. My husband, John, works in the urgent care clinic on Monday, so he's going to watch the recording. My oldest son, William, is a sophomore at Vestavia. He was a sophomore homecoming team representative this year. I'm honored to do that. And then Evan is a 7th grader at Pizitz, and he just finished basketball season. Yeah. We're proud of the same people.
You actually have a bigger fan club. They're just here and all over the place.
Yes.
That's your fan.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Really great. Any comments, guys?
As a math major, I love it. I'm proud of what you're doing and the effort and emphasis you're putting on STEM. Obviously, as a system, have a desire to see that continue to grow, but you're making us proud. So thank you.
And one of our board members will have the privilege of them walking through those doors in a couple of years in 5th grade. So, may have already taught one of them.
She was down the hall.
Down the hall. Goodbye. She felt the aura. Yeah, congratulations, Heather. All right, fantastic. All right. All right, board members, we'll move to our financial statement.
Good afternoon, board members. I provided the December 31st, 2024 financial statements and check register for your review. As of December 31st, 2024, we have collected 15.2% of our budgeted ad valorem tax revenues compared to the 15% we had received last year at this date. In December, we earned $72,116 in interest income on our investment and treasury suite. Calendar year to date, we have earned $1.468 million on this investment. And our total expenditures and transfers out in the general fund as of December 31st were 26.9% of the budget compared to 26% last year. All things being equal, we should be at 25% of our budget in the 3rd month of the fiscal year. We're a little above that due to some annual payments that we've already made. And our monthly financial statements and check registers are available for viewing on our website upon board approval, and all bank accounts have been reconciled as of December 31st, 2024.
Thank you, Courtney. Recommend the board approve the financial statement for December 2024.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the financial statement for December 2024. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Item 6, I recommend the board approve consent items related to disposal of property, out-of-state overnight field trips, in-state overnight field trips, and out-of-state field trips.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the consent items related to disposal of property and out-of-state field trips and in-state field trips. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Under business, we have one item this evening, and it's the Educator Hall of Fame resolutions. And I recommend that we approve the resolutions for inductees to the Educator Hall of Fame.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the resolutions for the inductees to the Educator Hall of Fame. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Board members, I won't read resolutions. You have those. There's in the record for everyone to read. But upon your approval this night, we'll read all of them for our inductees in our ceremony in just a couple of hours. But I do want to highlight who they are. Kim Bain is a former music teacher and band teacher at Pizitz Middle School, established an incredible program there that still is living on today. Reba Clark, Ms. Clark was an administrator in our district for a number of years and was behind the scenes with a lot of really strong leadership throughout our district for so many years. Barbara Gajewski was a counselor at Vestavia Hills High School for a number of years. George Hatchett was taught and coached at Pizitz and at the high school, I believe probably on both times. You had Coach Hatchett, and then Mel Mann was an elementary teacher at, Vestavia Hills Elementary East. And so we're recognizing them tonight, and I would tell you that they had a combined 130 years of teaching experience. So there was a lot of institutional wisdom and knowledge that they brought to our school system. So grateful to include them as part of these inductees tonight for the 5th year.
And I hope everybody will, if you have a chance, will be at the Civic Center this evening. It's a great night, and I know Jay and I both have experience with a couple of these inductees. I know we're honoring Teachers of the Year as well, and my kids were taught by several of them, so it will be a fun night both to talk about those who help set our foundation for success and those who are continuing that on. And I'll leave the rest of my comments till this evening. But with that, all in favor of approving these resolutions?
Item 8, recommend the board approve personnel actions as submitted.
You've heard the superintendent's recommendation to approve the personnel items as submitted. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Board members, we have a report I want to give you tonight in the spirit of recognizing our incredible educators in our school system. I've asked Meredith Hanson to give you some background, just a little update about all things related to our teachers and staff in Vestavia City Schools. She'll answer any questions you got as well. Meredith, thanks a lot. Take it away.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ed. So first of all, I wanted to say, because we don't get to get up here many times and see all of you, thank you so much for the support. I know my colleagues feel the same, and we just really appreciate the support that you give us. And that's why I get to do the greatest thing and tell you about, except for our children, our most important prize that we have, and those are our teachers and our administrators and everybody else that does things, that do the things that make this happen. So we're going to celebrate the teachers and the staff at Vestavia Hill City School. And city schools, we're going to do it formally tonight, but we're going to do it a little informally today. I hope this works, right? So I've learned from Dr. Rainey and from Dr. Freeman that we always put our goals up there. We never forget what is our shining star. And when I read the goals, the first goal to me, and it has everything to do with the people that work in our buildings. And the first goal to me is that we make sure we give our kids the knowledge and the skills that we have as expectations for our kids. And so I have to kind of narrow these down for me to remember to keep in front of me. The second goal is that we are always working on understanding each other as faculty and staff, along with parallel support for our community, that we're all working together for what is best for our students. And then the goal number 3, which I really keep in my head all the time, is that we are going to continue to strengthen our leadership, staffing systems, and that means, recruit, retain. We want them to stay. We have proof they stay, and it looks really good. But what I'd like to say right now is an advertisement to all is please tell people to get in this profession, because it is getting where, I used to be receiving resumes all the time about this time of year, and it's getting slimmer and slimmer. So let's tell these people it is a good profession to be in, and a very rewarding profession. So we want to keep our teachers, we want to keep them here, and we've had many stay for a long time. All right, this is who we are. So 644 number of certified staff. Those are the people that are teaching your students, they are leading your students, they are providing all kinds of different activities that are unique to Vestavia. And we have 644 of those people working for us. And then we have 332 classified staff. And we all know they are really the engine behind what is going on in the school. They're cooking our meals for us, they're cleaning, they are doing some very hard work as paraprofessionals beside their teachers. So those people are more appreciated than we ever will be able to tell them. So that's kind of who we are as far as numbers and what we do. Lots more than that, I know that we know we do, but all the extracurricular, all the coaching, a lot of times people don't take those things into account, but that is a lot of time people spend, a whole lot of time. When you break that down into nickels and dollars, it's only because they love it, and they love the kids, and they want to be there, and they want to do that. All right, so we have some really smart people around here. I just want you to know that. We've got 68%, we have 68% of our staff that has, at least they have a master's. That's pretty good. I mean, if you look around in other districts, you're going to find that's a very high number. They don't stop with a bachelor's, they continue with a master's, and they want to just have their craft the best that it can be in teaching. 7% have an EDS, 3% have a doctorate, with a 78% overall of a higher education when we look at all that together. So if you think about who we just talked about, 78% of those people have a higher degree than not a bachelor's. Is very proud to be a, but I know our staff, they're constantly trying to learn, whether it's going back to get another degree or whether it's, partaking in EPD or any trainings that we have, they go after it. We don't have a lot of people that just sit back and say, I don't really want to be involved in this. Most of them take advantage of the things that we are able to provide them. So here's some really exciting news. Not only do we have this teaching going on, but we have this support that comes underneath this teaching. And that's with our new instructional partners, first of all. We have 9 of them. And as I've been talking to our principals, I don't know that they would know what to do without them anymore. I think at first we were like, what do we need them for? Now I think they think, how would we go without them? So we have one in every school. Elementary STEM teachers, we have 5, and that was a goal that we all had. We all wanted to see STEM in our classrooms, and we have STEM in our classrooms in all our elementary rooms now, and pushing into secondary in our middle and high school. We have 6 CALT certified teachers, and I always have to look at what CALT means because it's a certified academic language therapist. I don't spend a lot of time in that area, so they are very specialized with reading and language acquisition with our students, and it's almost getting a degree. If you're CALT certified, Brooke Wedgeworth could tell us a lot about that, but I watched a little bit of the training, and it's majorly intense. That number's going to grow, and we look forward to having more CALT certified teachers with us. Teams teachers, we have 49 Teams teachers, and I know you've heard about Teams. That is where I live. A lot is in Teams, and Teams teachers are technology, engineering, and math and science type of STEM work. All of our math and science teachers can apply to be STEM teachers. Teams teachers. Not all of them are, but a lot of them are. We're finding it is harder and harder to find math and science teachers. So it is a state effort to try to get more people into math and science. So their salary has been raised a little bit for that recruitment part of math and science teachers. That's part of what comes with the teams. Now, that doesn't mean they don't do extra work. I want everybody to know that. They do get paid a little more, but they have a stack of things that they do have to accomplish, and all in our district teach 6th class or an extra class. The state said they should be doing that, and they do. And they have to have 24 hours of extra PD. And they also have to get their STEM certification, or they can get their national board. So it's really motivated people that do a good job. And then we have our 5 reading specialists that continue to work in our elementary schools with reading with our kids with the Literacy Act. And soon with the Numeracy Act, we will have some math specialists in our buildings, which I know we're all looking forward to. All right. We continue with our dedicated supportive people. So we have all the teachers and all this support, and we continue that we have more. We have English as second language. We have 6 of those teachers. And that is a growing population a little bit, that we have some magnificent teachers that are doing great work with that. Board certified behavior analysts, those are what you hear called BCBAs. And they are certified in what they do as far as behavior. We have 2 special ed BCBAs, and we have 2 regular ed BCBAs, and they are used constantly. I think we use them in every school. They're very helpful to us, and that has been something that has been an addition to our schools that we're very proud of. And we have RBTs. So RBTs are paras that go through a little bit more type of training. So they may do more of at times when we restrain, or we have to do some of the hard things that parents have to do sometimes. They've had special training to be able to take care of our kids in the best way that they can. So we have 7 of those right now. We have more RBTs ready and trained. It's just if and when we want to go further with that. But I think they've also been a great addition. So we've added some really cool things this year to help continue with what we've been working on. So our class size breakdown, this looks really pretty. All those colors, and they're stacked kind of just the way you would want to see them. So if you go into an elementary room in kindergarten, it's 15.73 is your average, which is fantastic. 15.77 in your first grade, 17.55 in your second, third is 18.27, fourth 19.34, and 21.1 in our fifth. And that's kind of how you would like to see it climb. And there are so many school systems that would love to see this chart right here. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit more because this certainly comes from the community and our partnerships that we have with the community that help us get these numbers like they are. You're going to see something very similar in our different classes, our content areas in our secondary. So you've got your English, your math, your science, and your social studies there. And it's looking like 21, 20, 21, and 21, so we keep those about the same. So those are very, very, and don't think that there might be a class where we don't have 28 sometimes, but in the average, we're really low, and we're doing really well with our kids in the classroom. I want you to know that our district, all these people here and all our teachers, everybody involved, we're really working on two things. And when you talk to school systems, what are you working on? They may say 7 different initiatives. And I'm proud to say that we're really trying to hone in on 2. And one is high reliability schools. And I know you've heard us talk about HRS. And it's really just school improvement type of work, getting better at what we do in a methodical type of way. In fact, we've got a big plane taking off tomorrow with a whole lot of people going to HRS. So that needs to be a really good pilot on that plane with a lot of people on there. And then our work with Hope Institute with Sanford that has been going on for a couple of years now, but that is where we do our character education. It's been very powerful for our school system. We've sent many teams. I think we speak the same language. Our schools speak the same language with the Hope Institute. So to be able to say 2 district-wide, and I think anybody you would ask would be able, hopefully be able to say these are our 2 things that we really focus on our teachers spend time with. Some will be away from their families just to do it. Professional growth. So these are, one thing I want to tell you guys is so exciting is I think Dr. Freeman looked at some numbers with National Board Certified Teachers, which again, you might as well be getting another degree. It's about a more intense video, yourself teaching, all this kind of stuff. We have 60 and we have 23 or 30 that's in our, Dr. Rainey, how many is that? 23, 30, somewhere around there?
I would say, closer to 30.
30,
Now, we just added one this past week, I think, so
yeah, we
right
did.
around the 30
Yeah.
number.
So he noticed that we wanted more in BCT. So that is something we were able to provide some payment for and help them with. And just like everything else, they jumped on it. They wanted to be a part of that and get better. We did have a Stanford cohort of 16 in leadership. And a lot of that cohort are leaders in our building now. So they got their degree and they have become leaders. And that's what you want to do. You want to build your bench, just like you do in other things, build your bench. And then we talked about CALT earlier. So we have more and more people that are going to jump into that CALT certification. And we're going to be even better in reading than we ever have with that type of certification. All right. It's very important that we talk about our community support. And all this happens, these class sizes, the opportunities that we give our kids, the PD that we give our kids, it's all because of the support we get from the community. We get some money from the state, of course, but it is the community that helps provide us with these extra opportunities. So the strong partnerships with our businesses, our dedicated PTO and foundation that does so much for us, and then our parents who are so engaged and so willing to help anytime. So that's where we get all these things, grants for teachers, and then 110 locally funded units. That is really something that makes our community very special because we get to do really cool things with those locally funded units. I took this off. I just kind of wanted to see what different people say about us. And so this is from Niche is one of them, and another one was another publication that I did check. The average salary for our teachers is around 75, and then Niche, who we can take or leave, but they have us the number 2 place to work in the state of Alabama right now. So, and of course we know about our rankings as far as academics. So that's kind of an overview of who we are and what we do and all the people that are involved and all the different things and the dedication and the amount of passion to keep learning for our students. And if you have any questions, that's what I like to do is talk about our people. So is there anything I can answer for you?
I don't really have any questions, but I just want to thank you and all our folks are doing, as our principals here, to ensure that our students are getting the best teachers possible. And that's obviously the front lines and the primary interaction that all of our families have with our teachers. And we want to make sure they're getting all the support that we can provide to them and to ensure that our students continue to get that great education and opportunity to succeed after they leave Vestavia. So thank you.
And I would echo that and just say that The priority in our budget is our people and making sure they have the things they need, are compensated the way that we think we can stay most competitive and is deserving. And I would tell you, it's the best investment we can make. Keeping the best people, developing them professionally the way they want to be, and it just benefits the whole community in Bass. So I'm always very pleased that our board's able to do that.
I was just very excited to hear about the continued investment that is placed in the teachers by the district with the Hope Institute and the National Institute, where, you know, you're going tomorrow, but there's plenty of other opportunities out there where teachers get engaged in and are incentivized to get engaged in. And just so much appreciate that willingness of the teachers to, continued improvement. Learning without limits. Well, it starts at the top. And so our teachers, their willingness to go forward with that, not just go with the status quo. I think it's just one of the many things that makes Vestavia so special. And it starts with the leadership at the top, and it just goes to our principals, and then it goes down to our teachers of the year and nationally recognized teachers. So it's just a privilege and to be able to be part of a team that's just so willing and committed to excellence. And it's just a job well done and can continue to reach for the stars.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie. I appreciate you saying something spurred my thinking. One of the things I think that goes hidden many times is sort of the grassroots organic movement to just want to be better because you want to be better. And I'm thinking of last year, year before, Heather actually led a book study. I thought right on that last year. Yeah, and so that doesn't have to be done. They're not compensated to do those things, but they just take it on themselves. It's amazing how much that happens. We have some happening in other schools. I know Tiffany's got one, I know, being led by a group, but it just takes it on to do additional things above and beyond. And that's really meaningful. Maybe probably some of the more powerful things you do, I would bet. So, good stuff. Yeah. We're blessed with great teachers.
Next item on our agenda is public comment. Is there anybody here who wants to make public comment tonight? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a motion?
So
Second. All in favor? All right, we're adjourned. Thank y'all for being here.